We'd like to thank you in advance for taking the time to watch this training video on AirCare's DuctMaster. We suggest you watch it in its entirety at least once before using the equipment. It should get you up and running, but if you have any questions, you can always call us at 1-800-322-9919. After removing the DuctMaster from the box and opening all the other boxes, please take an inventory and inspect all parts before discarding the packing material and boxes. If there is any damage, report it to AirCare immediately, as any attempt at repairing suspected damages may void the warranty. The AirCare DuctMaster parts list is in the manual on the resource CD. Review all of the safety instructions in the manual. The control panel is designed for ease of use, and all buttons and functions are clearly labeled. The AirCare DuctMaster combines 4 high-powered vacuum motors with a vacuum hose and motor brush assembly to both agitate and collect debris at the same time. This is called contact cleaning. The AirCare DuctMaster has significant suction and will be able to pull dust and debris out of dryer vents, residential air ducts, and restoration areas. It is not meant to be a wet vacuum for liquids. If you plan on using all 4 motors, you will need to run a quick test to make sure the electrical outlets used are on separate circuits. To run the test, plug one of the power cords into a suitable 120-volt outlet. Line number 1 will supply power to VAC 1 and VAC 2 and the brush motor, while line number 2 will provide power to VAC 3 and VAC 4 and the auxiliary AC socket on the panel. If all 4 VAC motors are to be used at one time, line 1 and line 2 must be plugged into 2 independent power outlets rated at 15 amps each or more. To be sure the 2 outlets are independent, press the center test button. The green power light will only light up if the 2 power cords are in independent power outlets. In some areas, there may be independent lines, but the green light may not light up. This is true in Canada. The optional 220-volt AirCare DuctMaster also requires 2 independent electrical outlets. Each must be 7.5 to 10 amps. This version does not have a test button or green power light. Because of a unique full-flow check valve system, any combination of motors can be used. Any one motor can be used by itself, or any 2 or 3 can be used with identical suction. The power brush operates from power cord number 1, so even if you are only using VAC motor number 3 or number 4 that use power cord number 2, both power cords must be plugged in for the brush to operate. One motor will provide more airflow than most single-motor shop or HEPA vacuums, and 2 motors will usually be more than adequate for most vacuuming needs. In those cases where extra power is required, simply plug in the second power cord and turn on the 3rd or 4th motor as required. If the power is available, always choose to use all 4 motors. Now let's discuss duct cleaning with the AirCare DuctMaster. The AirCare DuctMaster has a unique dual function. The rotating brush of the hose assembly agitates the dust and debris in the air duct, while the vacuum motors function as the debris collector. This contact cleaning method only requires that the supply and return grills be removed and the air system turned off. Confirm that you have the power cords and 2 independent outlets. Connect the 1.5-inch by 35-foot brush and motor hose assembly, or the optional 2-inch by 35-foot brush and motor hose assembly, to the 3-inch to 2-inch hose adapter that is fitted into the 3-inch inlet of the AirCare DuctMaster. Use the vacuum motor switches on the panel to select the motors you want to use to vacuum the ducts. 1 to 4 motors can be used. The brush motor can be turned on and off with these switches. This arrangement allows the technician to run the motor even if the remote is lost or broken. The remote uses an infrared light beam similar to a television remote. The operator must be inside of the front of the DuctMaster where the remote receivers are located for it to operate. The operator can be across the room or up on a ladder, and the remote will function as long as there are no obstructions between the operator and the sensor on the DuctMaster top. The remote will not work between rooms. Once the brush is inserted into the duct, the wireless remote control's top button will turn on the brush motor. Insert and push the brush and hose assembly into the duct until it cannot go further. Pressing the forward reverse button on the remote to reverse brush rotation may allow the brush and hose assembly to work its way deeper into the duct. The brush can now be withdrawn from the duct while still running, but stop the brush before removing it completely from the duct. Be sure you do not push the brush and hose assembly too quickly, or you may not collect all the debris you remove from the surface of the duct. Repeat this process for every supply and return duct. Where you have long ducts, such as main trunk lines without access doors or a removable end cap, the technician must make cut-ins to access the entire length of the duct. Many local governments require a contractor's license for technicians making cut-ins. The access holes must be properly sealed with a metal plate and screws and either foil tape or duct sealant. After cleaning each duct, each opening should then be decontaminated with Envirocon, an EPA-registered sanitizer, soot set sealer, and liquid odor kill air freshener using an air care fogger. The Air Care DuctMaster requires a minimum amount of maintenance, normally limited to cleaning or replacing filters as they become filled with dirt and debris. It is always beneficial to keep the exterior and interior of the machine clean. The brush head motor should be wiped off. Turn off all the vac motors and unplug the Air Care DuctMaster. Open the front door and remove the bag from its 3-inch tube at the rear of the door. Carefully remove the bag filter through the door and dispose of it properly. If there is noticeable debris buildup on the Electra Silver pre-filter above the HEPA filter, push it to the rear and lift it up to pull it out and clean it. It can be rinsed with water or sprayed with Zap Cleaner and rinse, but it must be dry before reinstalling it onto the vacuum unit. To remove the HEPA, release the top latch and both side latches and lift the vacuum tank off the base. Lift the HEPA out and inspect it for damage or clogging. Inspect the gasket under the HEPA. The HEPA cannot be cleaned without damaging its media. Keeping the bag filter and the electrostatic filter clean will extend the life of the HEPA filter. Install a new HEPA filter by placing it into the base with the airflow arrow pointing down. A general schedule for replacing HEPA filters is every 30 to 40 regular jobs or every 3 to 4 months. Install a new dual-stage bag filter following the instructions on the bag. Do not overfill because it will possibly rupture. The Air Care DuctMaster is an extremely powerful and versatile tool. The 3-inch vacuum hose is ideal for collecting dust and debris without clogging and can be directly inserted into a 4-inch air or dryer duct. It can also be used with the Y adapter paired up with an agitation tool, such as the air whisk or 20-foot drill-powered cable to be inserted at the same location. When connecting to a dryer duct, it is important to clip the outside flap open for proper cleaning. For collecting debris in a variety of situations, a set of 1.5-inch diameter vacuum tools is supplied. The Air Care DuctMaster's high-volume suction make it even more effective at removing debris from smaller diameter air ducts than many standard duct vacuums. This has been a summary on how to use your DuctMaster. If you have further questions or need additional assistance, please call Air Care Tech Support 800-322-9919.